Hey everybody, thanks for joining me again. Uh, I posted earlier this week about this and it came up in an Astrobite article over on spaceweather.com. And the Astrobite article that I linked to here really kind of hits the hammer home on this. How would you like no darkness? How would you like just sunlight after dark? Uh, anyway, it's really concerning to me. This is about the future of our night skies. We're of course dealing with the increasing interference of Starlink satellites, but two new proposals, one from Reflect Orbital and another from SpaceX, threaten to change the forgotten sky we love into a grid of artificial light and silicon. Imagine looking up and seeing artificial stars that outnumber the real ones by 5 to 1. Reflect Orbital plans to launch a constellation of 50,000 mirrors by 2035 to sell sunlight after dark. The first of these, Arendelle 1, which I really don't like that they're using a reference from Tolkien, from the Silmarillion there. Arendelle, of course, he took a Silmarillion, it was Sky's Venus, but I don't like the reference at all. It's slated to launch as early as April 6th, this April. The satellite will unfurl an 18-meter mirror in low Earth orbit. When you're in the path of its reflection, it will be as bright as the full moon. Even when you aren't in the direct beam, it will appear as a bright star passing ahead. For those of us who spend our nights sketching or imaging faint nebula or hunting other deep sky objects, this isn't a nuisance, it's an environmental catastrophe for ground-based astronomy. SpaceX, I talked about this, 1 million satellites for AI. As if 50,000 mirrors weren't enough, SpaceX has applied as of January 30th to the FCC to deploy 1 million satellites to create space-based AI data centers. To put that in perspective, there's currently about 14,000 operational satellites. This proposal would increase that number by a factor of 70. The sheer volume of metal in orbit would create a permanent haze of reflected light, making true dark sky observing nearly impossible and posing a massive risk for orbital collisions, Kessler syndrome, which I talked about in the other. Imagine, this is from February 23rd, taken by amateur Don Bush in Missouri, as he was out, and it shows there's one bright streak of a meteorite coming through. All the rest of that is Starlink images. And the one below is from the article earlier. Imagine if you were at a darker site and this is what you're seeing. One meteorite, and then look at all the star trails going through from these satellites. The most frustrating part, these companies are bypassing environmental protections. The FCC has traditionally used a categorical exclusion to skip the environmental impact studies required by the National Environmental Policy Act, NEPA. Worse yet, new guidance from 2025 has seen the FCC argue that space-based operations should be exempt from NEPA entirely because they're extraterritorial, essentially arguing that because the satellites are up in space, they don't affect the environment of the United States. We know better. The sky is a shared heritage, and the light pollution from these constellations, from these satellites, they'll know no borders. Remember, you can submit comments at this link on my post over at Easy Astronomy that I posted in a similar article to complain to the FCC. If you treasure the view from our backyards or from a dark site and the stillness of a dark sky site, the clock is ticking. We are moving toward a future where the stars are just commercial products. I'll be keeping a close eye on Arendelle 1 launch in April, though I'd much rather be looking at stars that have been there for billions of years, millions of years. Clear skies, I guess, while we still have them. Please, 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 I'm pleading with you, submit a comment, okay? Let your senator, let your representative know this is not okay. This is not okay. Have a good one. We'll catch you next time.